Hey, check it out, Hammer fam. Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we got J'Quille from the Saga Collection. This guy was on Jabba's sail barge. I think he's a blink and you'll miss him character, but he looks pretty cool. Looks pretty gnarly in there. It's a really cool picture of him. And I think it more or less looks like the guy here. Maybe he's got a little more white and like his beard there, but looks really sick in the box. Some action shots back here. J'Quille. Oh, Whiphid from the planet Tula. J'Quille was a spy sent into Jabba the Hutt's palace by Lady Valerian. His plans to assassinate the Hutt were rendered moot when Jabba was killed during the rebels' rescue mission at the pit of Carkoon. J'Quille was one of the survivors of the fight at the Sarlacc pit. Oh, good for him. He made it out. I think this guy looks pretty cool. I miss the days we got random backgrounders like this. So I'm excited to get this guy into my Jabba's palace setup. So let's open him up. This dude, fan favorite character J'Quille in action figure form. I actually really like the look of this guy. You can tell he's a product of the times, just sculpt and articulation wise. He's pretty simple all around, but I think the fur actually looks really good on him. I love the head sculpt. I think it looks super goofy. Some nice coloring on the tusks, and also like a surprising amount of detail on his belt with these pouches. I think overall look really good. He's very sturdy too. He's got giant feet, so no issue standing up on his own. And then the blaster rifle he comes with is a pretty unique accessory as well. I really like the design on this. It's got like this cool little, I don't know if it's like a targeting computer or something up top. And then he like modified it to have this big barrel. So that's pretty cool. He holds it okay, but it's limited articulation, so you kind of can only hold it with one hand. But we never really see this guy do anything with it, so I'm just gonna have him standing around in the background holding it. And then only other accessory we get is the generic Star Wars stand. So nothing super crazy about that. But overall, I think the way this guy looks is really, really good. Now where this figure suffers is the articulation. So again, it's a pretty old figure, so no surprise there. But he's kind of got a swivel head. He can barely move it at all, just because of all the fur and hair that's sculpted into him. Then he's got swivel shoulders, swivel elbows, and swivel wrists. But the angle of the elbow is not super high, so swiveling it around doesn't really do a whole lot. So yeah, again, it kind of prevents him from holding the blaster with two hands. And we got a bit of a swivel waist. It's a little tough to get going, but it will go. And swivel hips, nothing in the knees or ankles. Like I said, though, he's a big, hefty, sturdy guy, so once you stand him up, he's not going anywhere. Like, he's not going to topple over or anything. You definitely don't need to use the stand that he came with. But you're not going to get him into any super intricate poses or anything. So there you go. That's J'Quille. I like this guy. He's a little pricey on today's market, but if you can get a decent deal on him, I would definitely say go for it. I'm a big fan of like these random aliens, especially in Jabba's palace. So I'm pretty happy to get this guy. I don't have the katana, so I'll just put him in a generic palace setup instead. But even if you don't have that, if you want to have him in like a cantina or just wandering around with a group of rebels or something, you know, he can fit in wherever. He's just a cool looking alien with a cool blaster. So, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, 100% pick this guy up if you get the chance. But let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page. And don't forget, stay hammered.